Hi guys, Caller here, bringing you the second game of Group B of the OSL Round of 16, and we have here Stork versus Jangbi in what should be a very interesting Protoss versus Protoss game played on Othello. And if you want to check out all of day 1 of the OSL Round of 16, where other 4 pairs in the 4 groups played, you should check out Classart's account. I believe he's going to be doing all of day 1. I am doing all of day 2, and this is Group B. Looks like we have Stork here spawning in brown at the 7 o'clock position, and his opponent Jangbi spawning in yellow at the 1 o'clock position. And by the way, the other 2 players in the group are Best and Nada, who played a very exciting first game 2 days ago. You should check that out also. And really, both players are quite good Protoss players, quite famous Protoss players. Jangbi is definitely on the up and coming though. He doesn't have really a lot of statistics to back him up right now, but he's just been playing very creatively and very well recently, especially with his Psionic Storm. He really just slaughtered Nada in one game with just Psionic Storm alone, basically won the game for him. It looks like both are putting pylons in their bases, so no very early cheese here. Stork, on the other hand, is just a really creative and methodical Protoss player. He really, though, his heyday was when he fought against Bisu 2 seasons ago in the finals of the OSL, winning the silver medal, but losing to Bisu just barely. Really, I thought Stork was the more creative of the 2 players, definitely going for more exciting builds than Bisu, but Bisu was just such a master of macro and micro that he managed to beat Stork anyway. But since then, Stork's been just getting a lot of silver medals and just not winning a lot, unfortunately for him, and really just not playing at his best. So I do expect this to be a fairly close contest, although I would still I still have to say I would favor Stork on this matchup. Just looking at the statistics, he's 67% against Protoss. It looks like there's the same artist who drew the farting overlord, the farting cloud, in a previous game of mine. He just drew a Reaver there and some Dragoons with his excellent artistry. Basically, yeah, in a previous game I casted, he drew an Overlord, or tried to draw an Overlord, and I thought it was a farting cloud until my viewers corrected me. In any case, looks like a gas going up for Stork in his base, and looks like Stork's actually, both players scouting in the wrong directions here. Neither has gotten a scout into the base of the other player yet, and we'll see if either player decides to build a Zealot and block their ramp. That would be a good move if they knew that the scouts were coming quite late. Otherwise, both players could be just waiting until they get their first, get their Cybernetics core to get their first unit, the first fighting unit. It looks like actually Stork has gotten a Zealot, but he's unable to block the ramp, and so has Jangbi, but also unable to block the ramp. So both players are finally going to get scouts of each other's bases at the same time, and they're basically at mirror builds right now. Cybernetics core going up for Jangbi now, and probably for Stork right now, so completely mirror build so far. And the point of divergence should come pretty soon, though. We'll see who decides to go for the second gateway and who decides to go for some faster attack. The most standard play right now in Protoss versus Protoss is to get your robotics facility and then go for your observatory. But we have seen people go for DT rushes, or even 2 or 3 gateways right now to get a Dragoon rush going. And it looks like a Manor Pylon being set by Jangbi inside of Stork's base, managing to trap a lot of probes there. It looks like he trapped 4 or 5 probes there, so Jangbi doing a lot of economic damage with that Manor Pylon. And now Stork's, of course, forced to attack. It looks like a second Manor Pylon being done by Jangbi, trapping some more probes from mining minerals. So Jangbi just being so annoying now. It looks like he trapped 2 probes with the upper Manor Pylon. Wow. And Stork forced to kill them and losing a good amount in mining time there. So I believe those were economically successful. But really, this is one of those tricks that you should be very careful with trying at home. Like, leave it to the pros basically, because if you misplace your Manor Pylon and you mistime it, it'll just hurt you more than it'll hurt your opponent. But of course, the pros know how to do it very well. And it looks like now now the first Dragoon is out for Stork, and you'll finally get rid of this pesky probe here. And it looks like Stork actually made 2 Zealots here, so getting more early units than Jangbi probably. Jangbi probably sticking to just... Well, actually, no, Jangbi has 3 Zealots, so I'm just completely wrong now. Jangbi actually got 3 Zealots. Stork is a bit delayed, though, and looks like he's actually going for the robotics facility instead of for the second gateway, so definitely divergent builds here. It doesn't look like Stork's actually gone for his upgrade for his Dragoon upgrade, range upgrade. Wow, I can't talk. But he's gone for robotics facility first, and Jangbi, meanwhile, is going to have a unit edge on Stork for a while. And I'm guessing that Stork is going to be going for a robotics facility, a robotics support bay first, to take advantage of the fact he won fast robo bay. instead of getting the observatory first. Meanwhile, it looks like Jangbi could have some hidden tech there inside of his base at that corner pylon. And perhaps thinking about doing an expansion right now, killing off that refinery around his own base to allow freer unit movement, possibly. But unfortunately for Jangbi, he's not going to be able to get a scout out in Stork's base for a while. It looks like he is going to get his robotics facility now, a bit later. And I'm not sure what that building was, if that was an observatory or a support facility. Support bay. And looks like an observatory going up for Stork. Looks like he's actually not going to be going for fast reavers then. Just satisfied with going for observers and now getting a second gateway up. So actually, right now the builds are actually reconverging once again. Stork just chose to get his robotics facility a little bit earlier and get those observers out just in case Jangbi was going to go for a DT rush of some sort. And it looks like Stork and Jangbi are prepared to take their natural expansions now. Jangbi's robotics facility also going up. We'll see if he decides to go for observers first. I do assume he will do that though. And pylons actually being built on the perimeter of Jangbi's base. That's actually quite smart. That's basically to help scout for drops a little bit faster if they have gotten close to her base. And look at this. Stork's probably going to build a pylon at this very good location there for a drop. That area has been used in a past Protoss versus Protoss match. I forgot between whom, but where basically one Protoss player dropped a lot of Dragoons on that area overlooking the natural expansion and managed to kill a lot of probes and seal the victory that way. I think Much was involved in that game. I'm not sure if he was on the receiving or attacking side, but anyway, so it looks like C still hasn't gotten his natural expansion up just yet. He's perhaps waiting for minerals right now. I'm sorry, not C. Oh, jeez. Stork. Just casted C getting, well, beaten up by the rock, so got him on my mind. Looks like now Jangbi has a Reaver, a robotic support bay up, so he's going to be building some Reavers soon. And looks like a shuttle out for both players. Both players are going to have some Reavers, so this is going to be quite exciting very soon here. We're going to see some Reaver drops from both players. Meanwhile, looks like Stork has managed to spot Jangbi's Reavers, or rather his shuttle, and he's going to know that Reavers are going to come after seeing the support bay. I'm not sure if Jangbi's also gotten the same information about Stork. But this is completely a mirror build so far, and it's going to really... Some fireworks are definitely going to come out very soon. It's going to be about who can do more damage with a Reaver harass, or whether one player will decide to push towards the front and use the Reaver as a support unit instead of a harassing unit. Looks like the Reaver is out for Jangbi right now. And looks like he's going to be moving out. No, it looks like he's just content hanging out over there. Both players now getting at their nexus at the same time. It's just amazing how much of a mirror build this is. Both players, basically, with the exception of the early divergence, have the same number of units, the same build order, and really, it's going to come down to micro here, as a lot of mirror matchups do come down to. Excuse me. But this way, I mean, in this game so far, it's almost like Zerg versus Zerg, where builds can be mirror builds through the entire game, and it comes down purely to micro. Meanwhile, it looks like Stork has gotten 2 Reavers, and he's going to be using them for defense for now.